Yeah, what's going on, Sully? How's it going?
You ever miss the days of newspaper?
No, I don't.
Not one bit, right?
Nah, sorry.
So your days of sleeping in on Saturday mornings have come to an end as swim practice is in full swing. Tell us about your squad this year.
Yeah, we're about 2 weeks into the season. Monday will be our third week this coming Monday, and we're young. We have a decent mix. Some kids who have been on the team for a few years, a big junior class, but we have a lot of brand new kids come out this year. We only had, I think, 14 or 15 girls on the roster going into our playoff meet last year up at Southern, and we've in the past kind of, tried to encourage kids to come out for the team that have been involved in swimming before because it is so demanding. But the roster was so small last year that we figured, we're going to put the word out a little bit stronger in school this year and see what kind of interest we get. And, maybe we'll find a few diamonds in the rough. And we had as of the middle of October, we had 31 kids on the roster, and that's dwindled down to about 25, but a bunch of them are brand new, so there's a lot of teaching going on, but, we got some good kids coming back from last year, so if, a few of these young kids can develop and step up and contribute, the plan is always to compete, get into the tournament, and, hopefully win a meet or two, so, we're just taking steps toward that right now.
Mike, I'm sure it's a bit of a surprise to some kids who maybe don't have swimming experience and want to come out for the team to realize how demanding this sport is. I mean, you guys are out there before school, after school. It's a lot of time commitment and a lot of physical activity that maybe they're not used to. Do you try to tell the new girls, hey, this is what it's going to be like, and how do they respond to that?
Yeah, actually, we have a handbook that we put together for the whole team. And it's got, the schedule and the team policies and the expectations and all of that in there. And we had a meeting in September, and we handed out this folder and this handbook to all the kids who came out for the team. And then, I had kids sort of, straggling on from September to the middle of October, more kids email me, I want to be on the team, this and that. And, the first thing I did was email them the team handbook to say, look, make sure you read through this and you understand what it is you're going to be getting into, because this is a serious commitment. And, like you said, we had two girls who were, involved with all of our preseason stuff, fundraisers and meetings and whatnot, and then after the first day of practice, I got an email the next morning saying, "Oh, coach, this is not for me." So they kind of self-cut a little bit, but yeah, we absolutely make them aware of what it is they're getting into before they do.
Kind of reminds me of my sophomore year in college when they told me I had to take a science. So I signed up for biology. Got there the first day, it was about a 40-page syllabus. I walked right out of class. went down to my advisor. I said, "There's got to be an easier science, man. Hook me up."
Oh yeah, no, biology is no joke.
But really, that's the kind of commitment it's going to take to be a great swimming team, and obviously the girls who are the elite swimmers know what it takes. But to build a good high school team, you obviously need to place in third, fifth, sixth, seventh, those kind of spots to really win these meets. So I guess that's the biggest challenge for a high school swim coach is you're going to have your elite swimmers, but to fill in those other spots, that's really where you separate yourself as a coach, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's really, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. All of your top teams nowadays have a lot of club swimmers on their team who are, they're training year-round. They train most of the time with their club team. They'll do whatever the minimum number of practices is that they have to attend by state rule to be eligible. But they're when the season starts in December with meets, I mean, these kids are already getting ready to taper for a meet in, a club meet. So, that's what you're seeing on most of these top teams. But like you said, your best teams, your best coaches are the ones whose high school only swimmers you see improving throughout the year. And like you said, getting in those places. There's some North Jersey teams that have 25 or 30 club swimmers on their team. That, I'm not sure how much it even really matters. The high school only swimmers on those teams, but in South Jersey, the top teams, those coaches are doing a really nice job at molding those seasonal swimmers into being able to play. So yeah, that's a huge part of it.
We're talking with Mike Schneider, girls swim coach at Vineland High School, and Mike, that's kind of the strangest thing to me about high school swimming. Is such a weird sport because you have these elite club swimmers who maybe come to high school practice, once or twice a week, whatever they're required to. So it must be really hard to build, team chemistry and team atmosphere. You've seen it done with teams like the Mainland boys, the Ocean City girls, who have been able to accomplish that. But that's got to be a huge challenge to tell these girls who are seasonal swimmers only, hey, you got to kind of bond with these girls who are really elite swimmers and make a team out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that it all starts with the coach. I think that if the coach is supporting this idea that you're going to have some kids on your team who are not at high school practice, but that is really for the betterment of everybody, it's a little bit easier to get the rest of the kids on board with it. And this is a relatively new thing for us at Vineland. We only have 3 club swimmers on our team, but until a few years ago, we had 0 club swimmers on our team that didn't train with the team, and we've had kids that were training all year round with Coach Casadia. He was training some of our kids, and he was still involved with the training throughout the year. But once high school season rolled around, they were at high school practice. So this is a relatively new thing for us at Vineland. And that was something that I was actually very concerned about as we were implementing it. Was, I don't want the other kids on the team to be hostile towards the kids that are not at practice.
Right.
But, it's really just about, educating everybody, making sure the kids understand that, it's a sport where, it's a team sport, but your training is very individual. It's not like you're out helping out another team learn your plays or any of that. I mean, to be fast, you have to train with people who are as fast, if not faster than you. So a lot of times, these club swimmers, that's where they find that opportunity, is at the club team. They might have, the top couple of swimmers from all the schools in an area, and they're able to be surrounded with people of their talent level. And, we do some other things. I'm not sure how the other teams do it, but at Vineland we have, we have a lot of preseason team events that get all the kids together and kind of get them to bond. I mean, they had a sleepover in Ocean City in the middle of October, where I think, we had like 17 or 18 of the girls, the high school only, and the club swimmers were all down there. And, the moms go down with them, and they have a good night, and they do team bonding exercises. So it is a lot of juggling, but, at the end, it's one of those, I guess it's kind of a necessary evil to make sure that everybody is getting the kind of training they need to get better.
But also, Mike, on the plus side of that, say you have a team where there's 20 girls and 8 of them are club swimmers. Now your daily practice is only 12 girls, so you have a lot more space in the pool and a lot more one-on-one, instruction with each individual swimmer. So in that respect, it can be good. I know a lot of the coaches like Brian Booth at Mainland, he likes when it's only the seasonal guys, because he gets to work with them a lot more than if there was 25, 30 kids in the pool.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that was something that as we implemented this the club swimming and supporting it in Vineland, that I really started picking up on, particularly last year, where our club swimmers are kind of here right now. They've been here a few times. They're starting to get ready for a taper. So like if they're at practice, I mean, they can't do the same practice that everybody else is doing anyway, because they're so much farther advanced in their training cycle. So but like you said, I mean, if they're there, then I got to have a lane set aside for them, and they're doing a completely different workout, and then you got to monitor so much more. So yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the biggest benefits to being supportive of your kids training with their clubs, is that you have the opportunity to focus on the seasonal swimmers that really need your coaching. I mean, the kids who are swimming club, I mean, I know that they're getting good coaching. I don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to be ready at a meet.
Right. And, Mike, looking ahead to the Cape Atlantic League this year, should be one of the most exciting seasons in years. Are you talking about the Mainland boys with Devin Lasco, who set all kind of records last year, and Ocean City girls are always strong with, Amanda Noonan graduated, obviously, but Ryan Steyer is a returning state champ. And even some schools like Oakcrest and Absegami have really come on strong. Atlantic City's always tough. I mean, you're talking, particularly girls swimming, this is a really strong area for that sport.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a good conference. I mean, it's been a good conference since I was in high school. When I was in high school, there was no Cape Atlantic girls swimming. We were the only team in the league that wasn't co-ed, so our girls swam up in the conference with Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West and all them. But yeah, as soon as they split off, I mean, there's, like you said, there's a lot of good swim teams, and it really enables all of us to challenge ourselves just within our conference schedule. Like you said, your Oakcrest and Atlantic City and Absegami are getting some kids in and kind of coming up, and then you have your regular programs that are always strong. I mean, Ocean City, I don't know any names or anything, but I've heard that they've got a couple more freshmen coming in. Egg Harbor Township's always good,
Yep.
and Mark Jameson down there at Egg Harbor is a friend, and he's really a heck of a coach, and so it's a good league. We're excited to get going. We know it's going to be challenging, but that's what makes it better. So,
talking with Mike Schneider, Vineland girls swim coach. And Mike, before we let you go, give us an update real quick on one of your former swimmers, Rachel Bernhardt, who went to Drexel, had an awesome career in college, and she's now a legit Olympic hopeful.
She's just this fall, she moved down to Columbia, South Carolina, and she's training with the University of South Carolina's college team. Pretty sure she's involved in a graduate program for school down there. But she went to the Olympic trials in 2016 for the 100 and 200 breaststroke, and she finished in the 40s, somewhere in there, 40th overall in those events. But the time-wise, the kind of improvement that she made in the last cycle, if she could make that kind of improvement again, I think that she would be, legitimately could look at maybe making it back into the semifinals at Olympic trials, making top 16, and whether or not you can go fast enough to actually get in the top two. It's so hard to get into the top two. That's why she's still training. She wants to take another shot in 2020 and see if she can make it back to the evening swims. And it's exciting. I think that even though she had this great career at Drexel and her coach did, a really nice job of helping her develop and get to that level, it's a little bit different when you're surrounded by people who are, much closer. I mean, she was so much faster than everybody else on the team in her events at Drexel. Seeing her actually train with people that are at that level now at South Carolina. I talked to her the other day, and she said that the coaches are actually like tearing apart her stroke technique a little bit, and they're helping her make some improvements there. And she actually did a couple of like ridiculously fast times for where she is in her training cycle about 2 weeks ago, swimming by herself in an exhibition heat during the intermission of their dual meet. So, she'll be swimming at the Winter Nationals, which I think is in Indianapolis in December. So that'll be where she'll get her first look at how this new training program is working out.
Great stuff as always, Mike. Good luck this season. We'll catch up with you later in the season and see how the Fighting Clad are coming along.
All right, thanks a lot, Sally.
All right, man. Have a good weekend.
Yep, you too.
That was Mike Schneider, girls swim coach down at Vineland High School.